Welcome to Columbus in Color, where we paint the city through the stories of the people shaping its future. If you're chronically online like I am, you know how it feels when your For You page gets a little too local. Suddenly, someone you've been watching for months turns out to live 15 minutes away. That's exactly what happened with today's guest. I'd been seeing these videos documenting an incredible weight loss journey. Raw updates, hard days, small victories, moments that probably would have been easier to keep private. Then I realized he was from Columbus. And when I finally met him in person, he was exactly who you'd hoped he'd be. Warm, direct, the kind of person who somehow makes you feel like you've known him for years. Honestly, there were moments where I felt like he was interviewing me. But behind the millions of views and hundreds of thousands of followers is someone whose story is much bigger than a number on a scale. Today, we're talking about vulnerability, starting over and surviving some of life's darkest moments, and what it's like to inspire people while you're still figuring things out yourself. Sal Reedus, welcome to Columbus in Color.
Thank you. That was a lot of very nice things to say. I mean,
they're
she's
all
lying
true.
To all of you.
No, I meant them all. Well, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good, and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Meant every word. So just to start off, for someone who doesn't know you or come across your page, who is Sal?
I'm Sal. I don't. From Columbus. I grew up here most of my life. Left for college. Went to Nebraska. Went to Creighton in Omaha, Nebraska. It was great. Came back, East Side kid, through and through. Gahanna to St. Matthew to Hartley. Grew up in Rollsburg later. And I don't know, just like a homegrown kid, I guess.
Homegrown kid that has over 800,000 followers on social media. That's pretty fantastic. And I want to go back before all those followers came about. Take me back to 2024, you said it was.
Yeah.
When you decided to hit post. What was happening in your life that made you think, I'm going to share this journey with the public?
I was forced to. I didn't have a choice. Like, my cousin said to me, you should post your journey. You should post this, the process. And, she said I should do one of those TV shows instead. And I was like, I don't know. I'd rather just tell my own story. And so she was like, you should post. And so when I posted the first time, post on TikTok only, because for me, I thought that TikTok was a fresh page. No one knew me. Like, there was none of my friends followed me. Like, I had tried to lose weight before and posted maybe a few videos here and there, but I was like, this is fresh. No one knows who I am. It's kind of just in this vast space that is the internet, but none of my friends are there. And so I posted it, and it got like 10,000 views pretty quickly.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of people, right? And then I think it hit like 105,000. And I just thought to myself, like, imagine standing in the horseshoe, and like 105,000 people are just looking at you.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's insane. That's wild. And the next day, my cousin called me. She was like, hey. I was like, what's up? And she's like, post it to Facebook, to Instagram. I was like, yeah, no, you got me all the way messed up. Like, there is no shot. And she was like, no, you have to post to Meta. You have to post to Instagram. I said, no.
Yeah.
And so she's very relentless. If you think I'm bad, you should meet her. She's very relentless. And so I ended up posting to Instagram that night. And I said, listen, I'm going to post, and then you watch it. Like, let me know how it does. And it didn't do very well. I did like maybe a couple thousand views. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. Like, I was not in it for the views. I posted to like publicly say the thing out loud, mm-hmm. which would then hold me accountable.
Yes.
Right. That was the thing. And I never expected, I hope to just help one person. I hope to maybe have a couple followers that would just follow the journey, and, we would create a nice small community of folks talking about the story.
And I think it's really important to specifically state what exactly you're posting, which is your weight loss journey. You came in over 700
I posted that I was
pounds?
I posted I was 725 pounds.
Yeah.
And for me, probably the biggest mental battle was, I would think that people were thinking, how much does he weigh? Like, he's so large.
Yeah.
Right. And so, like, once you just say it out loud on the internet, like, for me, it's like, well, post it. Like, it took away the weight and the pressure of that. Right. Mm-hmm. And it took away some of the shame, not all of it, for sure. But once that first post went up, and it did, and people responded very nicely, very kindly.
It's encouraging.
It was extremely encouraging. But then, I needed to keep posting to hold myself accountable. And to me, to this day, sometimes I won't want to work out, but I know that, people are counting on me to show up every day and try to work out, try to be the best version of myself. And I'm counting on me to be the best version of myself because, like, I've tried to lose weight plenty of times. I mean, as any larger person knows, you go through cycles where you are focused, then you're unfocused, then you're focused, and you're unfocused. It's a thing. And I think the longest I ever made before was like 6 months, maybe 7 months.
Wow.
And so right now we're 19 months into this process, and for me, it's special, but also I'm like, wow, I'm 19 months into it. I actually just came from a doctor's office visit, and he was telling me, he was like, I'm so proud of you, not because you've lost weight, because you're happy. Like, you look like you're happy again.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just continuing to show up for myself, continuing to show up for the future, my future self.
Yeah.
But then also people are counting on me to do this thing.
And I think that's what so many people can resonate with. And it doesn't always necessarily have to be the weight loss. It can just be committing to something, holding yourself accountable, and doing it for the sake of your mental health. You had shared with me that you had about 3 life-threatening experiences that kind of pushed you to where you are today. And I want to just kind of talk a little bit more about how those experiences reshaped how you looked at your future.
Well, the first 2, so DKA was the first one.
DKA?
Diabetic ketoacidosis.
Okay.
Was the first one. That one was, I think, February of 2023. And that's when, someone can explain it better than I can, but basically it's when your blood sugar is averaging like a really high number and your body goes into ketosis, but not in a healthy way, right? It can be life-threatening if you're a type 1 diabetic, if you're type 2 diabetic. Either way, you need intervention immediately. Intervention is insulin drip combined with potassium into an IV, into the arm for days on end, multiple days in a row. And so that was my first one. And after that, 10 days later was heart failure. That was interesting.
Wow.
And then after that, I left the hospital thinking I was renewed and like, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to do the thing. 18 months go by. I'm depressed. I'm sad. I'm not doing anything. I'm kind of just meandering around. And then I was playing chess. Had my queen trapped. And I felt my heart flutter. I was about to lose my queen, which was poetic, I think, in some ways. And I was like, this is not good. And so I decided, I went upstairs to take my blood pressure medication because I figured that was what was wrong. And then my gut just told me that something bigger was wrong. And so I went to the emergency room. It was packed. So I left that one. I went to a different one. And it was a standalone ED, Ohio Health. And they were like, yeah, you have AFib. We need to admit you and then transfer you to the hospital that you just came from. That was packed. So I got transferred in an ambulance. And that was my 3rd ambulance ride as well. Because every hospital visit also had an ambulance visit attached to it or ambulance ride attached to it, which was also kind of wild. And after that last one, my cousin just said, Sal, I need you not to die. And I was like, I don't want to die either. And so decided to start working at it, chipping away. And it gets hard. This is not easy. But, here we are 19 months later. Yeah. Down 241 pounds, which is good.
Yeah.
Averaging like 2.6 pounds a week, which I think I could be higher, but I'm going to give myself some grace. It's a long process. Yeah. And have like 200 pounds to go. Wow.
Well, first I want to say I'm so sorry. That sounds like a really hard experience, just mentally, but obviously the physical aspect of it, it sounds devastating. But it's kind of poetic and, like you said, beautiful, like that you made something out of it, right? And one thing I really appreciate about your content, and something you mentioned just now about giving yourself grace, is that it feels honest. You don't really turn yourself on when the camera hits record. For anyone that has seen his content, it's more of just like, hey, this is what's happening this week, or you're out doing some kind of activity. Why is authenticity important to you?
I don't do well being someone else. Like, I'm just myself. I'm just who I am. I'm the same person, whether you like me or not, whether you agree with me or not. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna treat you well. I'm gonna be all the things. But like, I'm just who I am. I'm Sal, and there is no point in acting and trying to put on a facade. It's just boring to me. It's kind of like if you start playing characters, eventually run out of characters. The number one character is yourself. So just be yourself. And that's what I try to do. And I didn't think it was anything unique. I was just literally just telling my story and just being myself and trying to, show up in an authentic way. People have taken to it, which is, I'm extremely blessed for that and honored. But yeah, I'm just trying to show up and be the best version of myself and have fun along the way. Like, I like to have fun. People are like, oh, why soccer? Like, I like soccer. Like, it's fun for me. Like, I don't know. It's why swimming? Because I like swimming. It's like I do things. I had a friend of mine call me recently. This was probably 2 months ago, and she's like, "Sal, you had a video that you got on the scale, said the weight. Were like you could tell you were upset, frustrated, like mad, angry. You just posted it. Like you were just like, and you were just like,
exactly,
yeah, this sucks, and you just posted it. And like, she was like, it was funny because you said something to me a while ago that was. She's like, you just post, like, you post what you want to post.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know what to say to that, but, like, I was really mad that day. Like, I was upset. I was sad. I was not happy with myself. I was not enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, you're allowed to have what I call human moments. I think so oftentimes that we get into a place where we try to be perfect. We try to put on a facade of, oh, I look great, or this looks great. And you can be imperfect. You can be human. You can have human moments. You can have them publicly, and that's okay, right? I was just doing a video with a friend of mine, and she had a small human moment on camera. And we were editing it up for YouTube, and she said to me, did I look bad? I said, no, you look human.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because something went wrong. You were sad about it, upset about something going wrong that was really special to you. Mm-hmm. You had a moment about it, and then you moved on with your life. Mm-hmm. And I moved on, and we had a great time afterwards. Like,
and that's life.
But for 2.5 minutes, we have a moment we call them crash outs. No, it's just a human moment, right? We were, and I'd rather see those moments than see someone whose life is perfect all the time. And
well, like I'm saying, I think it's so refreshing to see on social media, especially specific to the weight loss journey, because it's not a linear path. But I think for anything, when you're trying for something, you have a goal, it's not perfect, and it's refreshing. I think that's the word I would use for it. And so your content obviously surrounds the pounds that you have lost. That's kind of the point. But what other victories mean more to you than just the number on the scale?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
I honestly don't know. Like,
that's fair.
I don't have it. Victories, they should matter to me more, and I don't do a good job addressing the non-scale victories, the things that are important. Because for me, it's like, is the scale up or down? Like, that's the things that matter the most. But I would say, like, if I had the things that were that brought me some semblance of joy along the journey or happiness. My A1C went down to a normal range. That was exciting for a moment. Being able to shop at a mall was exciting for a moment. Fitting in different cars, these are like all exciting things for sure, but I don't do a good job in fitting in the airplane bathroom. That was actually very important. That was extremely important. It was tight. We were shoulder to shoulder with that thing, but we were in there.
You got in there.
Like those are things that like were important, but as far as I am still learning to find happiness that's lasting in moments outside of the scale.
Interesting.
Doing activities, those are really fun for me. Those are accomplishing. But as far as like, nothing brings me more happiness and joy than when the scale goes down still. And I don't like that. I'm working on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult. And I mean, you're not expected to have all of the answers right now. And I appreciate the candidness of that. One last thing about social media, and then I want to get to know more about you. We talk about how amazing it is to have all these followers, and it's great to become a content creator. But I'm curious if there's anything that social media has taken away from you.
For something to be taken, you have to be willing. You have to have given it first. Ooh. And so, or no, you have to not have given it first.
Right.
And I decided to give away my privacy a long time ago with the first post. I told myself that I'm making a contract with the internet that could or could not be accepted, depending. And I was okay with either way. In fact, I didn't think that it would ever be to this level. I assumed that a couple people would watch and, again, be invested in a small community, maybe 10 to 100 people would be invested, and we would, do this thing together. What happened and took off was not what I expected at all. But I'm not naive to the fact of what I was doing, and not like posting online. The internet is forever, and so you create a contract with the internet that this could be a thing, and you have to be willing to give up your privacy. I tell people all the time that I gave up my privacy, you didn't give up yours, and so I'm posting my video, posting my stuff, but like, with the exception of 2 friends who I make be in videos because of the love that we share. Everyone else gets an option. Like, hey, if you don't be in the video, like, I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah. Especially
if I'm with them or what have you. Like, not everything in my life is content. Content is important, but I have a life too, and I have things that I want to do. And
let's get into that. So, what are you passionate about that your audience probably doesn't know about you? Who is Sal outside of the weight loss journey?
You're asking for some behind the scenes. Who is Sal?
Let's get the scoop. Let's let the audience know.
I love fashion.
Okay.
But like, people know that. Like, I've posted some clothes. I'm trying to think, like, what do I like that people don't know?
Yeah.
I don't talk about sports nearly enough. Like, I think I play a lot of sports on the internet, but I don't talk about my love for sports. I don't love sports per se. I love competition.
Okay. Well, you had told me when we first met that you love to argue, which is something we bonded.
Oh yeah, I do like to argue. Like, love to argue.
Yeah.
Like, give me a debate all day long. I will sit, but I think let's come back to the competition piece.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh.
Excuse me. I love to give me a good debate. Oh God, we don't have classic debates anymore. Rarely do you see a classic debate. You see them in Oxford sometimes. Oxford will play them on every now and then, but give me a debate or a real debate where there's intellect discussed and there are thoughts and points and points of view and things that we could agree on the pain point, and we agree that we disagree on how to fix that pain point. And those are the only 2 things we agree about, is that the pain point is very much clear, and our pathway to fix the pain point is very much radically different. And then let's have a discussion, and let's see, like, give and take. And we've done research, we've done thought, we've had exercise around it
as well.
It's so important.
So important.
Like, it's critical. Like, people don't. I grew up in a household where I was oftentimes expelled from the dinner table for arguing too much.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, wow. So would you then consider yourself a contrarian in some ways?
No, I like to have fun.
Oh.
And
too much fun.
people were boring to me sometimes, and so I have to rile them up.
I see.
With the questions and arguments and discussions. And I would argue points that I maybe believed in or didn't believe in, but like, I've gotten better at that. As a kid, that was who I was. As an adult, I'm much better at not doing that as much. But as a kid, I would be very bored.
You're giving rage bait kid. I'm curious.
Yes. Oh no, for sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Like, I tell you all the time, Sal as a kid was kind of a menace, and I don't appreciate him as much.
Now I want to interview your siblings to get the other side of that story.
That's never happened.
Neither here nor there. Since they're not here now, I want to talk about you traveling a little bit. That's something else we talked about when we first met. When you visit other cities and then come back, what reminds you that Columbus is different?
Columbus is such a unique city because it's so big and so divided. Like, I always thought it was kind of cool when I went to Minneapolis that people in Minneapolis didn't go to St. Paul and people in St. Paul didn't go to Minneapolis. I was like, that's kind of weird. Sorry, I have like a tickle in my throat. But then I came back home and I realized if you're from Gahanna, you don't go to Hilliard, and Hilliard doesn't come to Gahanna. So I was like, oh, it's the same thing.
That is so true. As a Hilliard resident, I do not go to Gahanna. I've been once, maybe twice. It's just not worth the drive for me. Sorry.
Sexton's is in both places, so it's okay. So for me, I think like Columbus is like a really unique city where it's like a really big city, but also a very small city. Every suburb, every little town has its own unique culture and area, and people kind of do their own thing, which is really special. Columbus is extremely diverse. It's growing. It's becoming, in my opinion, a destination city. I think what the city is doing with the airport is huge to get more flights in here, to be able to service more areas. And I think there are a lot of cool people in Columbus too.
Yes. I would second that. And you made a funny comment to me when you said that you were from the east side of Columbus. So I want to know more about what was your experience like growing up on the east side.
Oh, we ran roughshod. We ran bikes and basketball courts. And let me see. I don't think I did a lick of homework throughout all
goodness.
Gosh.
Oh, goodness.
I was a bad student.
A child left behind.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
I was a bad student. I was very good in class, and it could make up for everything in class. But like at home, the bus got home at like 3:45. I was outside at 3:55.
Oh, goodness.
Playing basketball. I mean, I had the hoop. I grew up with a basketball hoop in the driveway. So we were playing basketball. We were on bikes. We were, running roughshod around the city of Gehanna. It was the little neighborhood by Middle School West. It was so much fun.
Wow. Very, very
I know
interesting.
that's a contrarian to what you are, Miss
Yes.
4.0, very good student, very prim and proper.
We all have our own thing.
Across the bear, yes.
But no, I mean, growing up in a large family, we kind of all range on the scale. So I definitely have siblings who like to have fun, don't really care much for school. And then there's some like me. So I appreciate the variety.
Now, did you have a friend in high school that you would help with their homework or maybe?
Yes. Yes,
you would have been my friend. You would have been.
And I did it with so much pleasure.
Yes.
I used to tell people that I would edit and write essays for free. I never charged, which now looking at it from an economical standpoint, I definitely should have taken advantage of my skill and tried to make some money. But I would edit papers, read papers.
Oh, you would have been a lifesaver to me. Yeah. So
just for the fun of it. So
we appreciate students like you.
Yeah, well, hey,
I appreciated. Listen, I knew I needed all the help. I was smart enough to know that I needed help. And I never forget I had a paper. I just wrote this in a Substack yesterday. I had a paper professor in theology in college, senior year. Very good friend of mine. We were very close, and it was a small class of majors. And he says to the whole class, he's like, Sal, you probably wrote the best paper.
Wow.
But had the worst syntax and grammar, so I gave you a B+. I said, that's fair.
Hey.
I wrote it 3 hours ago, but...
Before ChatGPT, guys.
Before ChatGPT. I wish there was chat. I would have still had the best paper and maybe marginally better syntax.
I love that. Just to close up the traveling piece, you've been around quite a bit, like I said. What's outside of Columbus been your favorite place you've traveled to?
I love the West Coast because there's mountains. Like I didn't see mountains until I went to the West Coast. Like I saw Appalachia, which is a mountain range, but I didn't see like peaks and mountain peaks and those types of things until I went to the West Coast. And so for me, it's probably Phoenix is number one for now, but I'm going to Seattle in a few months. Looking forward to that. I'm going to Nova Scotia next week. Looking forward to the cliffs and that scenery. Like I'm just excited to travel. Like it's for me, traveling is access to the world and access to different cultures, right? And so learning about different cultures for me is like so cool. And part of the whole journey is accessing life again, being able to take back life again that I couldn't do before.
Absolutely. And that is very powerful. And I'll be looking forward to that content as you continue to travel. And going back to content, you're still in the middle of your journey, as you mentioned. You're not standing at the finish line telling people how to get there. You're walking beside them, which I think is so powerful. Do you think that because of that, that's why so many people connect with you? Or I guess I'm curious, what is the feedback that you get from your audience when they DM you or see you in person?
Everyone's going through something. Everyone is on some type of journey. Everyone is going through or experiencing something. And for what I hear from folks is that seeing someone do it real time has been helpful and inspiring for them to keep going and keep moving forward.
Paramount.
But like for me, the same thing. I go back to, there's a guy out of Alabama who I follow. His name is Beast Underneath. who was 650 pounds, lost a lot of weight once, then gained it all back and lost it again recently. And he's been doing this for 10 years. And
Wow.
I go to him a lot because I'm like, he took him 10 years to do this process, right? Roughly 10 years. And he always says, just don't give up. Just don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. It's hard. It's difficult. This is very hard. But the only thing you can do is keep moving forward. And so when days get hard, when I get in my head, when I'm getting sad, I think about Josh. I'm like, hey, what would Josh do? How did Josh, like, just chop wood, carry water, right? That's the most important thing.
Yeah. So for someone watching this who's feeling overwhelmed or feeling, like maybe they can't do this anymore, maybe they've 20 pounds to lose, maybe 200, or maybe it's not even about weight for them. Maybe they just haven't received the wake-up call yet and still kind of in that rut, nothing has changed. What's something you hope they hear from your story?
It's an interesting question. I think that the most important thing I hope that someone takes from my story is that you can do it. Anyone can do it. I'm no one special. I'm just Sal. I'm just a guy from the East Side, right? All you need to do is show up every day and try, right? Show up every day and give your best effort. I oftentimes think that saying this scary thing out loud helps. Doing this scary thing helps. Because the next time you do it, it's a little bit easier, right? Someone's like posting every day is a lot until you do it, and then it becomes your second nature, right? I was talking to a friend of mine, and he asked me, is posting every day for you like easy? Do you like enjoy it? I was like, it's a discipline. It's a discipline at this point. It's a thing that I've built over time as a muscle that I have to post every day. I have to share something that happened that's important to me. And that's okay. Like that's part of the job. That's part of the process. But with it, whatever you do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, it's always daunting. It's always this massive thing because we make it big in our heads. Just try it. Make a step. Because it gets easier over time. When I went to Wendy's. When I went to Wendy's, I didn't start out ordering 8 sandwiches. I didn't start out ordering 3 double stacks, 3 junior bacons, and 2 chicken sandwiches. No. I started out ordering 1 double stack, 1 junior bacon. And then somewhere along the way, I started, hey, can I get 2 junior bacons and 1 double stack? And then a few weeks later, maybe a couple months later, I said, hey, let me do 2 junior bacons, 2 double stacks. And then a year or 2 later, I said, let me do 2 junior bacons, 2 double stacks, 1 chicken sandwich. Until by the pinnacle of it, it was, yeah, let me get 3 double stacks, 3 junior bacons, 2 chicken sandwiches, and 1 large diet vanilla ginger ale. It didn't happen overnight. It happened over the course of 3-4 years. Nothing you want to accomplish is going to happen overnight. But start small. Start with one small thing, and then the next small thing. So let's say you want to, redo your bathroom. Clean it first. Like, I'm serious. Like, clean it first. Okay, now you've cleaned it. Go pick out paint. Now you have paint. Now go buy the paint. Okay, now set a time on your calendar to where you're going to actually lay on the markers to the paint tape to actually paint. And then maybe the next week you actually paint. Okay, now you've painted. What's next? Okay, tile. Okay, what do I want to do with tile? I want to retile the floor. All right, cool. Go buy the tool to kick up the old tile. Like, make it small. Make it manageable.
Yeah.
And then do it consistently over and over again. If you try to do the entire thing at once, you'll never do it. It's too big.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's so important. And I think that helps counter, I guess, all of the pressure that we make things big in our head, but also that we feel like there's like a time bomb right behind us where we need to get everything done, or, it's just not going to work. I think that specifically when I think about what you're saying, being, young in my career, there's so many things I want to do. There's so many ways that I can track, okay, I'm a failure because I'm not doing this, or I need to be doing X, Y, and Z to get to the point where everybody else is, and in terms of career, education. And I think the biggest thing that I learned from talking with you, and something I think everyone can learn about, is baby steps are okay. There is always going to be time. Doing little things to make you feel like you are productive, but also not piling a bunch of things on top of yourself is okay. And it's a mental shift, but
like,
it's important.
Okay, I made pizza dough for the first time last week, which is wild.
From scratch.
From scratch.
Pizza dough. Wow.
And I learned something there. I think pizza dough was actually a phenomenal lesson for life. Anything you have to do with bread, it was a phenomenal lesson for life. Fermentation, whatever. It takes time. You have to mix the ingredients. You have to do the thing. You have to wait.
Yeah.
For 24 hours and let it rise, let it do its thing, let it cook, and then you cut it, put it into a bowl, and you wait another 12 hours. And then maybe, just maybe, it's ready to go. But potentially you could wait another 24 hours. Like, you wait, and it's a practice. It's a lesson in patience, right? I think one thing I'm learning still in this world, for me specifically, I need things right away.
Oh, same.
Instant gratification, which is why I like short form content. Like, short form, within 30 seconds to 2 minutes, I get the information, right? It's instant gratification. And I'm trying to learn to delay something. So, and I got a really good lesson. I got a really good lesson when I was in the hospital the first time. It was 2023. It was February. There was a big poker tournament happening. And I went to the hospital, I think, on a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday. And the poker tournament was happening on Friday, Saturday. And I was like, I need to play this. I need to play that. Like, I need to. So at the time I was making money from poker and from my job. I was like, I need to play that tournament. That's important. It's a big one. And I was in the hospital Wednesday. And I said, Doc, when do you think I'm going to be out of here? He's like, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Friday, maybe Saturday. We'll see. And so I'm excited. I'm like, okay, if I get out Friday, I can, hit the tournament on Saturday. And Thursday comes along. I'm anxious about it. I'm like, I'm IV in my arm. But I'm also anxious. I'm like, okay, maybe Friday, we'll see. And then the Friday morning happens. My IV still in my arm. I'm like, Doc, you think we can get out Friday still? He's like, yeah, man, maybe not, but maybe Saturday. We'll see how tomorrow looks. Okay, cool. Like, if I get out Saturday by 11, if I get out Saturday by 11, I can still make it. Like, it's still a thing. It's a possibility. And he says, Saturday comes at 11. IV still in my arm, right? I'm like, you think this is coming out? And my mom says, Sal, why are you so worried about this thing coming out of your arm? You're trying to we're going to get better. She's like, we're getting better. I was like, Mom, there's a tournament tonight. I have to play it. She's like, Sal, there's a tournament every weekend. There's always another tournament. Just get better. Play the next one. Play in the future. It's okay. And I remember being just forced to sit there and watch this go by, right? The days. I remember the feeling of the days going by. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna play. I'm stressed. I'm sad. I'm like, okay. Anyway, I guess what happened on Sunday? The sun came up. Day went on. Monday, the sun came up again. Life wasn't over. Nothing else went wrong. The days will keep moving forward. You don't have to have the thing right away. I struggle with that constantly. I have an Amazon cart right now of $1,000 of stuff that I want to buy. Right? I'm like, do I actually need this stuff?
Yes.
And like, probably not.
I think the biggest lesson there is just, the days will continue, keep moving forward. And I think that that's something we can all learn. So this podcast is called Columbus in Color. So I want to ask you, when you think about this city, what color comes to mind?
Wow, what an interesting question. What color is Columbus? I'm thinking of like a magenta, something that's a little bit warmer on the warm color front, like, right? Something that's a little bit warm color. I think the city's a warm city. Okay. It's a city that's like, it's friendly, it's comfortable. It's a little spicy sometimes. It can be spicy. Yeah. We have our spicy moments, our spicy areas, but for the most part, we're a warm, kind of like endearing city.
Yes. Endearing. That's a good word. Keep that color in mind. So before I get to my next one about color, what's one thing that you think Columbus gave you that helped make this journey possible?
A support system, friends, right? I mean, The friends I met from high school, the same friends I'm at the gym with every single day. Those are the people that kind of hold me accountable. It's the community of Columbus. Community is, again, a very large and very small city.
Very true. Very true. So now I'm closing with our signature question, which is something that I ask all of our guests and is similar to the one I asked you before. When people think about Columbus 10 years from now, what color do you hope to have painted the city or painted on the city?
I mean, I hope that I paint it green.
Oh, green.
Yeah, it's my favorite color. But I think that it just like, it brings me joy. It brings me happiness. I hope that like,
It's pretty.
and I hope I've made the city proud, right? I hope I've made the people around the city, people that I'm friends with, people that I'm around proud. I don't think I have it just yet, but I'm going to continue to work at it.
I love that. Great. No one's taken that yet, so that's yours. I think we have time for a lightning round, so I'm just going to ask you a series of questions. You cannot think. You have to answer immediately, and I think it's about 10 or so. So, 3, 2, 1. One word to describe Columbus.
Fun.
Favorite Columbus restaurant.
Commune.
Favorite park or walking trail.
Black Lake Park.
Favorite place to clear your head.
Route 40. So you have to take, so not Main Street. Route 40 is very specific.
Very specific. Okay. Morning workout or night workout.
Night workout.
Same. One food you'll never give up.
Steak.
What's one thing you do today that you felt would have been impossible 2 years ago?
Fly.
Favorite trip you've taken?
LA in 22 hours.
If your followers could know one thing about you that isn't on TikTok, what would it be?
If they could know one thing about me that isn't on TikTok, what would it be? I dressed my best friend for her engagement.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Finish this sentence. I'm proud of myself because...
I haven't quit.
Ah, that is amazing. Oh, that kind of gave me goosebumps. I love that. That was beautiful and a beautiful closing. Sal, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your story. We really appreciate you having here. I'm so excited that this whole journey came about, me seeing you on TikTok, reaching out to you, and you were like, yeah, let's do it. We had a coffee date. It went well. And now we're old pals.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to you. Thank you again. And thank you for listening to Columbus in Color. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please be sure to share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. And if there's someone in Columbus whose story deserves to be told, I'd love to hear from you. Send your guest recommendations to abio@dispatch.com. Until next time, this has been Columbus in Color, where we paint the city through the people, the stories of the people who shape its future.